Welcome to Title Talk with your host, Drew Wishover, entrepreneur, a published author, and owner of Inspired Title Group, along with his co-host and CEO, Amy Maley. Each week, they offer you some laughs, industry terminology, tips and strategies, along with the occasional real estate professional to help educate you as it pertains to buying, selling, or just plain old homeownership. Thanks for spending time with them. Now, let's jump into today's episode of Title Talk. Oh, down. Down. No, thank you guys.
Wait. Let's make sure everyone can hear us before we start our intro. Because
yes,
sometimes we get into that intro.
And make sure that
we're good.
Can be,
you can hear
us. All right.
I'm wearing my jersey.
I am too.
Not because the New Orleans Saints destroyed the Packers last week.
Rough week.
It was a rough week.
It was a rough week.
It was good to have football back, but
holy cow. Well, good morning. I'm Drew.
And I'm Amy.
We are your friendly hosts of a weekly show called Title Talk. We are Inspired Title Group, and we are Palos Heights.
Palos Heights.
Yeah, Palos Heights.
That's okay.
And Indiana. We thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for another edition of Title Talk. We got some fun today. We're going to go back through some football fun because it is football season.
It is football time.
We love football.
We do love
football.
It.
We didn't love it last week. Why do we play fantasy football? Like, holy cow.
Dude, my fantasy football name is Injuries Are Us.
Oh, very
I
fitting.
had 3 injuries on my team within the first 2 quarters of the game.
I believe it. So
2 quarters
very
or half.
Fitting. 2 quarters, 1 half?
1 half, same thing.
Same thing. It is. I mean, you basically just broke it down further for us.
I did. You're welcome.
Yes, indeed. So, hey, we are really getting into some the fourth quarter of 2021, which...
This year was so... What year?
Holy moly.
Like, I feel like I blinked 3 times and the year was over.
It's crazy. Business has been just all over the place. We are just really getting after it and doing some good things. So we're gonna kind of talk about some things today and a little bit more about who we are. Go through some fun things of learning a little bit more about us. Share some inside scoop to our company. And why don't we get into it, Aim?
Let's do it.
What you do first.
Let's do it.
Now we like to move into our individual segments that we talk about here a little bit each week.
Yeah.
Amy does some current events, and what do you got for us today, Abe?
Okay, have you ever read the original Frankenstein?
The original? No.
Okay, so I had to read this in college by Mary Shelley, and it was, honestly, that's what got me like into reading, period, because it was a super cool book. All right, so it was written in 1818.
Okay.
It was sold for $1.17 million in an auction.
The original?
The original, copy of the book, that sold in auction yesterday or 2 days ago.
Wow.
And it broke a world record for the highest selling auctioned woman's written book.
Really?
It was projected to sell for between $200,000 and $300,000.
Oh, wow.
And it sold for 1.7.
Wow.
So I just had to give a shout out to Mary Shelley and Frankenstein.
Nice.
Great book.
But that happened in 1818. How's that current?
It was just auctioned.
Okay,
Good talk. All right. The penthouse on top of Chicago's Trump Tower is for sale.
Oh, boy.
For...
Do
you want to guess how much?
Yes, $32 million.
Close, 30.
Ooh,
Good guess.
See, I got my real estate.
Good guess.
I get this.
So the penthouse up there is 14,000 square feet.
Well, that's quite a home.
That realtor, Chesy Raffaelli, that is who's selling it, describes the listing as a vanilla box. Means nothing, and nothing has been done to it.
Wow.
The floors in the listing photo are unfinished concrete. There is no bathroom, no kitchen, and no fixtures. But it does offer a 360-degree view of Chicago and Lake Michigan.
Sure.
19-foot ceilings with 18-foot tall insulated windows, 12 rooms, 5 fireplaces, 4 parking spaces. Dogs and cats allowed. So if you're in the market for a giant expensive concrete building,
Yep.
$30 million and it's yours.
And really, the realtor is only going to make, between 2.4 and 3.6 or 9.6 million.
And in
So,
case you're worried about tax money,
It's gonna be a tough day.
$257,000
a year?
a year.
Is that it?
HOA dues of $16,000.
I mean, really, it's a drop in a bucket when you're
It is.
14,000 square feet,
It
32
is.
million. I mean, yeah.
And then my last thing I just wanted to touch on, I wanted to rally this a little bit back and forth with
Yeah,
you,
go
is like the real estate market of now in 2021 versus what it was
Oh, sure.
6 or 7 months ago.
Sure.
Just because I was reading some things in Chicago about just what it is now versus what it was
Yeah.
then, and so I think that from what my little redfinning has shown me is there's
Is that a verb? You just redfinned?
I just
as a verb?
redfinned.
Interesting.
I like it.
Okay, we can all
Put that in the
redfin.
dictionary.
Nice. Good job. Good job.
But what I've kind of noticed is that there are more houses up for sale now than there were in the beginning of the year.
Definitely.
So I do
Inventory's
think
increased.
the real estate market is cooling down a little bit as opposed to when it was 6 months ago. Like I feel like every person that was selling or buying, there was multiple offers on homes.
Right.
There was a lot happening with it. So I just wanted to see if you had any thoughts or insight, or if that's kind of what you were seeing too.
No, I think I concur with your thoughts to that because, especially being on the development side of it as well, and
I was gonna- yeah.
seeing and knowing
Mhm.
that at one point there was several folks out there competing for that one house or couple houses that are available. Now there seems like there's a little bit more inventory to help loosen that grip that the market once had on people, which will hopefully help the pricing and some of the
kind of plateau a little bit.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's good. And the refi market is it's still there.
I don't think it's what it was.
No, but,
3
we're
months
still
ago.
seeing
Yeah.
a good
Oh, for
handful
sure.
of it because there are people that even when they bought a house within a year, the rates have come down to a point where they're still attractive and such. So that's interesting to
Yeah.
to see.
And I also read that supposedly Fannie Mae is having discussion about new lenders that will show a borrower's rent payment history is part of their approval and their underwriting process. It's
Okay.
trying to make it easier for people that have not been able to own homes before be able to own homes. Because if they're showing that, that proof of payment history on rent, the chances are that if you
Such
pay your
a-
rent, you're going to pay a mortgage.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
such a
so-
big topic, and that's
I know,
that's such
it's
a
huge
big
right now.
thing for what we're trying to do in some other spaces, affordable homes and such.
Yes.
And knowing that there are going to be other factors that will aid in people getting homes,
I think it's huge.
I think it's great
Yeah, I do
because
too.
often said by our parents, well, don't pay rent on a house, you're throwing your money away because it's not going toward any benefit.
Anything.
Whereas your mortgage, it's deductible. There's
Mhm.
a percentage of the deductible, the interest, and you have an asset.
Correct.
Whereas with rent, you don't. But now having the ability to show a rent statement that
Of
you've been
paid in full,
consistent
yeah.
on.
Mhm. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, as long as a bank is going to use that in their lending criteria to say, hey, you know what, they've been a really good
Renter for
renter
3
for
years,
yeah,
yeah.
and I think that's great because it will help these people get over the hump.
Yeah, I think it's super cool.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
That's
so those
good.
are my couple of current
Awesome.
events, mind ponderings that have happened over the last,
Good job, well done on those current events and bringing in some real estate conversation. I think that's good as well.
trying.
And now we're going to take you guys home.
We're gonna wrap it up
Home stretch.
with our quotes.
Our quote of thy day.
Okay.
What do you got?
I'm going Maya Angelou today.
Oh, Maya.
My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style.
Great.
I feel like I need that quote on my.
You should have that on your wall.
Isn't it awesome? I do.
Yeah.
I've never heard it before, but I really love it.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think these thoughts and quotes are great. I think that, we should really start to have them, scroll across the screen, some of our past ones
Look at her face.
to have them, just reminders because, we just get caught up in the day and this is exactly, what we want you to take a minute to stop.
And I feel like my quotes are always a reflection of what I need.
Right.
Like, I feel like they just resonate very well with me for what I'm going through.
I do think that each week the quote that we bring up is applicable to maybe what's going on around us or
Yes.
in our world.
Yes.
At least that's the flavor that I've felt through the past many months of doing this.
I do too. Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
So mine becomes, some people miss the message because they're too busy looking for the mistake. Some people miss the message because they're too busy looking for the mistake. Guys, simple. I mean, it's really simple. And I really encourage you to take a lot of what we said and take a couple minutes to just give yourself grace and embrace the good things and the accomplishments that you've all achieved. You know, we're all great in certain ways, and to walk through life and think you're not good enough and be constantly challenged by that, you know, person's grass being greener on the other side. Why don't you pay attention to watering your grass? Worry about your grass, make your grass green. Who cares about theirs? All right?
Or mine.
Make yours green. And really feed yourself, feed your soul, line yourself with the right people, give to some people who are less fortunate than you. Come out and use Inspired Title. We're just here for you guys, and you know, that's why we do this show each and every week. And we thank you guys for listening and tuning in each and every week. Please share. Please check this out on YouTube. Like us. Go to our webpage and like that as well. Just like us. Just like us a lot. A lot. So until next week, my name's Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We thank you for tuning in. Have a great week, everybody, and go
Bears!
Get out of here.
Well, there you have it. That is it for this week's edition of Title Talk. Be sure to head over to our Inspired YouTube page and subscribe and like. And make sure you follow the team on Instagram and Facebook. Join us again next time for more tips and knowledge from the industry pros. Thanks again for listening.